You have been lied to about where confidence comes from, and that lie is keeping you stuck in a life that feels way too small. Most people think you need to feel brave before you do something big, but that is a trap that keeps you waiting forever. Welcome to Sophia, where today we are uncovering the truth about confidence that most adults learn way too late in their lives. We are going to break down why you feel paralyzed by what other people think and exactly how to fix it. There is a secret way to build a version of yourself that does not crumble when things get difficult or when people start to judge you. By the end of this video, you will see exactly why your brain has been lying to you about your own potential for years. Think back to when you were a little kid trying to learn how to ride a bicycle for the very first time. You did not sit on the grass and worry about what the neighbors would think if you fell over and scraped your knee. You did not think that falling off the seat meant you were a failure as a human being or that you were not meant to ride. You just got back up, wiped the dirt off your palms, and tried to find your balance one more time. Somewhere between being a kid and becoming an adult, we lost that beautiful ability to fail without making it a huge personal tragedy. We started believing that if we are not perfect on the first try, we should probably just give up and hide. Most people believe that confident people are simply born with a special spark that makes them naturally brave and outspoken. They think these people never feel nervous, never have sweaty palms, and always know exactly the right thing to say in every situation. This is a complete myth that stops millions of people from ever trying to reach their real goals or follow their biggest dreams. The reality of success is that the people you admire are not fearless. They have just learned how to act while they are afraid. Confidence is not a fixed personality trait like having blue eyes or being tall. It is a skill that you can practice every day. It is more like a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it, even if it feels weak and shaky right now. When we are children, we learn how to walk and talk and run because we are not yet afraid of looking silly in front of others. We fail hundreds of times, but we keep going because we see failure as a natural part of the learning process. As adults, we undergo a strange mindset shift where we start to see every mistake as a permanent stain on our value as a person. We stop seeing setbacks as lessons and start seeing them as proof that we are just not good enough to succeed. Your capability as a person did not just disappear as you got older. Your fear of judgment simply grew much louder and more annoying. You are still the same resilient person who learned how to walk, but now you are overthinking every single step you take. Most of us live in a mental prison built out of the opinions of people who are not even thinking about us in the first place. This is often called the spotlight effect, and it makes us feel like there is a giant camera following our every move. Imagine you walk into a crowded room and you trip on a rug, feeling like the entire world just saw your most embarrassing moment. In reality, most people in that room are too busy worrying about their own hair or their own awkward posture to notice you. We are the main characters in our own stories, but we are just background extras in everyone else's movie. Once you realize that most people are too preoccupied with their own lives to judge yours, you finally become truly free. The opinions we fear the most are often never actually spoken by anyone else. They are just stories we tell ourselves in the dark. We imagine people are laughing at us, but they are usually just thinking about what they want to have for dinner tonight. We also have a new problem in the modern world that our parents never had to deal with: the digital illusion of social media. We spend hours every day scrolling through feeds, looking at people who seem to have perfect skin and perfect lives. We compare our messy Tuesday mornings to someone else's highly edited, filtered, and carefully staged Sunday afternoon highlight reel. You are comparing your own behind the scenes blooper reel to someone else's greatest hits, and that is a game you will always lose. Social media excludes the stress, the tears, the mounting bills, and the rejections that every single human being faces behind the curtain. When you only see the wins, it makes your own normal life feel like a series of constant failures and missed chances. This unwinnable competition creates deep psychological damage and fuels an insecurity that did not exist in the world a few decades ago. Real confidence comes from looking away from the screen and focusing on the actual progress you are making in your own physical world. Real confidence is actually just a deep sense of self trust that you build up over time through your own small actions. It is the belief that you can handle whatever happens, whether you win the day or whether you fail miserably. Think of your relationship with yourself like a friendship with someone you really care about and want to support. If a friend promised to pick you up for work every morning but never showed up, you would eventually stop trusting that friend. Your brain does the exact same thing to you when you make big plans for yourself and then skip them for no reason. Every time you hit the snooze button after promising to wake up early, you are telling your brain that your word does not matter. This slowly chips away at your confidence until you feel like you cannot rely on yourself for anything important or meaningful. To fix this, you have to start making and keeping very small promises to yourself every single day without fail. Make a promise to drink 1 glass of water when you wake up, or to walk for just 5 minutes around the block. When you keep these tiny commitments, you are providing your brain with concrete evidence that you are a reliable and capable person. Incremental growth is the only way to build a foundation of self worth that can actually stand up to the storms of life. You cannot build a skyscraper on a pile of sand, and you cannot build a confident life on a pile of broken promises. We often wait for the feeling of confidence to arrive like a bus at a station, but that bus is never coming to pick you up. Confidence is actually the reward you get after you do the thing that made you feel terrified and nervous in the beginning. Think of it like jumping into a cold swimming pool on a hot summer day in the middle of July. You do not feel warm before you jump in, you feel warm because you jumped in and your body finally adjusted to the water. If you wait until you feel ready to start that new business or ask that special person out, you will be waiting until you are old. The people you admire are not fearless. They are just very good at acting while their hands are still shaking and their hearts beat fast. Action is the catalyst that changes your internal chemistry and proves to your mind that you are much stronger than you thought. Every time you step into the unknown, you are giving your brain what scientists call evidence of survival. The first time you give a speech or go on a job interview, it is going to be incredibly uncomfortable and maybe even a bit messy. But once you finish it and realize you are still alive, your comfort zone expands just a little bit more than before. Real belief in yourself does not come from standing in front of a mirror and saying happy thoughts or positive affirmations. It comes from the memory of all the times you were faced with a hard challenge and you did not run away. Self efficacy is the technical term for the belief in your own ability to handle the various challenges that life throws your way. You develop this by facing adversity head on, not by living a life of perfect ease where nothing ever goes wrong. Facing a difficult situation and coming out the other side creates a much stronger mental foundation than staying safe inside your house. Hardship is actually a gift that builds the mental toughness you need to achieve the things that actually matter to you. We need to redefine what courage really means because it is not the absence of fear. It is taking action while fear is still there. Courage is feeling the butterflies in your stomach and the sweat on your palms and deciding to move forward anyway. Instead of asking yourself if you are ready to do something, start asking yourself if you are willing to be a beginner. A beginner is someone who is okay with being bad at something for a while so that they can eventually become great at it. Most people stop themselves from starting because they are afraid of the messy middle part where they do not know what they are doing. But the messy middle is where all the growth happens and where the real version of you is finally born. Choosing persistence over the stagnation of safety is the most important decision you will ever make for your own future happiness. Safety feels good in the moment, but it leads to a life of boredom and a deep sense of unfulfilled potential. At the end of our lives, we do not usually regret the mistakes we made or the times we fell down and looked a bit silly. We regret the opportunities we did not take and the words we did not say because we were too afraid of what others thought. Confidence is the tool that allows you to live a life without those heavy regrets weighing you down when you get older. It is the bridge between the person you are right now and the person you have always dreamed of becoming. You have the power to start building this bridge today by keeping one small promise to yourself and taking one small step toward your goal. Do not wait for the fear to go away because the fear is just a sign that you are doing something that actually matters. The truth about confidence is that it is already inside of you, waiting to be activated by your own bold and decisive actions. You do not need anyone's permission to start believing in yourself or to start chasing the things that make you feel alive. The world needs your unique voice and your specific talents, even if you feel like you are not quite ready to share them yet. Stop letting the imaginary opinions of others hold you back from the incredible life that is waiting for you just outside your comfort zone. Every single expert was once a nervous beginner who decided to keep going even when things got confusing or difficult for them. You are no different from them, and you have the exact same capacity for greatness if you are willing to do the work. Remember that confidence is a journey, not a destination that you reach and then never have to think about ever again. It is a daily practice of showing up for yourself and proving that you are worth the effort it takes to grow. As you go through your week, try to notice when you are holding yourself back because of a fear of judgment or a lack of trust. In those moments, take a deep breath and remember that action is the only way to break the cycle of self doubt and fear. You are much stronger than you realize, and you are capable of handling far more than your brain wants you to believe right now. Trust the process, trust your ability to learn, and most importantly, start trusting yourself to follow through on your own dreams. The version of you that is brave and confident is not a different person. It is just you without the heavy layers of fear. Peel those layers back one by one through small acts of courage and watch how quickly your entire world begins to transform. If you found this helpful, you should check out our other video on how to stop overthinking everything by clicking the link on the screen right now.